folks, Parkera here, and welcome to another First Look. Today we've jumped into Manchester United and we're going to have a look at staff, Mo and Saw, staff responsibilities. Wow, look at that screen. It's certainly a big change from FM19 and previous incarnations. There's a lot there. Now this is the overview of the staff responsibilities. So we can just go to the general overview, as you know, and you can choose and do a bit more detail in terms of your coaches. So there's coaching staff, it gives you the medical staff, and it gives you the scouting, which is good. So because it gives you the list of all your staff, and then also these bars here that you get on the general overview, or you can just see the list of everybody. So we all know this screen, but it's quite good that you can now further break it down as you could before, but you get this, the little graphs or bars there anyway. So the main thing we want to talk about at the moment is responsibilities. This is something a lot of people will know how to do. You get it in a lot of the emails. You get the options to adjust your responsibilities. And I don't know if you do it this way, but I always wait until I get to this screen and I do it from here. Now this screen today is, Lordy, Miss Claudie, there's a lot there to do. You can see straight away I responsible for 39 tasks and your staff are responsible for 51 tasks. Now, I have not made any changes. I've not allocated or done anything. This is pre-existing when I've come into this team, Man United. So a lot of these allocations and all these responsibilities have already been generated based on their role. So we're going to leave what is there and have a look at what already isn't delegated. Now again, this is an overview screen. So you can come down and do this if you want to and delegate and do that, which is fine. It's very small writing. Again, I probably would like to see slightly bigger. I have got the settings on just normal for scale, UI scale 100%. So I might have to look at that anyway. But you can now go down and look at the board. So this breaks all this overview down a bit further. So obviously the board, you can't make any changes here, but it gives you an overview that, Reem Glazier is the owner and he provides financial support. Ed Woodward, chairman, face of the club regarding media and club related. Again, Glazer, club's long-term vision, and Woodward, the hiring and firing of the manager. Yeah, Ed, hopefully you get... I won't leave that out. But now we go into our staff here, and we can see we've got general, we've got contracts, and we've got advice and reports. So that's broken down into 3 tabs. And there's a who's in me, what's it, long list there. Straight away, color code, which I think helps. So everything that I am responsible for is in the good old FM blue, and everything that's been delegated is in the FM purple, light purple. So that's good. So you can go straight away and look at just those parts that you may want to look at. Okay, I only want to look at what's been delegated already and then make changes. So straight away I can delegate. It handles first team selection, that's me. I can't change anything here in the under 21s or 18s and 23s. Neil Wood is responsible for that. So that is probably comes under their remit as an under 23s manager, which I'm sure I can change elsewhere. But like the hiring, firing a director of football now, I am looking to do a director of football challenge later on. So a lot of these, when I do that, will be set up to delegate a lot. But for now, I don't, as a player, and this is I've always done, I don't think it's the manager's responsibility, even in real life, to delegate or to hire or fire the director of football, because in my opinion, that guy's above the manager. So we're going to put this on, we have to put it on Ed Woodward. Okay, but at least I can then go and take control by pushing that magical button again. And again, hiring and firing of a technical director. Now, there is, and while they're still here on the screen, there's 2 new staff members, the technical director and loan manager. Now, I'm not overly sure what they do, but it does tell me here, the technical director finds suitable technical director candidate and brings them to the club, and same for loan manager. I think loan manager will speak for itself in terms of organising and arranging and being responsible for in and out in terms of loans. Technical director, I honestly, I don't know off the top of my head what they would be responsible for. But again, I think they would fall under the Director of Football remit. We don't have a Director of Football, so what I would probably do here... Oh, Alex Ferguson can do that. Good old Alex. I would put that under Director of Football once one was hired, and the hiring and firing the loan manager would probably to be me, the same sort of deal. Hiring and firing of the youth development, I'm going to leave that as me. So you get the idea, you get the gist, what you can do. There's so many here of options. And again, if I just want to take control of some of these already delegated ones, so like decide which Manchester United staff would undertake courses. Well, Nicky Butt is the loan manager, and he takes care. Sorry, Nicky, I want to take control. Okay, and you just push that button. Done. Nice buttons here, undo or revert if you've made massive changes. We go to the contracts tab now. Again, got the same color codes, and it's the same deal. Reviewing Director of Football contract. Not my responsibility. Ed Woodward will do that. And I don't have a Director of Football, do we? Probably do. No, we don't. Don't have a Director of Football. And again, advice and reports. We got the old style drop downs, transfers and contracts. We can delegate that to a member of staff, and it's good, and it has been like this for a few versions, definitely in 19, where you can see some of the base stats that would come into this sort of responsibility. So for example, let's have a look at tactical. So if I'm going to, so Mark Dempsey's at the moment is responsible for giving me tactical reports, and he has got the bit of tactical know-how and the knowledge overall, really, so I would leave that there anyway. Training, I like to always have my assistant manager, but sometimes I do look at who's probably the overall better trainer, and for some reason Pert is the guy who's responsible for training in terms of reporting. I don't understand that at all, so we are going to go for Mike Phelan. I don't think we can go too wrong with there, and everything else. You get the gist if you haven't done so already. Most of you guys will know how to play. So we're going to confirm those changes anyway. You can go into scouting, and again, there's no other tabs here. It's pretty straightforward. Jim Lawler is my chief scout. He is actually responsible for the coaching assignments. That's pretty good. I am the one who handles the meetings. I'm happy with that. Now, you got another option here, which is quite good, which used to be in other settings. When you scout a player, add him to your shortlist for. Don't shortlist. When you scout a player, watch him for. What I like to do is actually watch him for until either full knowledge or at least 2 matches, I think, or 2 or 3 matches, and we'll go for the 3 in there. Now we can go down further, transfers and contracts. Again, we've got the list, we've got the contracts, and we've got the offer to clubs. So again, this is straightforward here. Initiating player signings for Manchester United, for Man United, negotiating, finalising first team players, young players, so you can delegate and do all that, which is quite good. Contracts is the same deal. Player contract discussions for me is I can delegate it if I want, but we'll leave it as is. Offer to clubs. So again, this is when you offer players to clubs. Alert clubs that he's available for percentage of the wage. I don't usually touch this. I usually just do it on a case by case basis, but we'll go 50%. Well, no, I'll go unspecified actually, because some youngsters. And you can tick also transfer list the player and change his squad status to not needed. So obviously this is just a general, so I leave that blank as well. Offering for loan, so this is transfers, so actually also transfer list, to be honest. Yep. And then player for loan, so for percentage of his value. And then loans, I'll leave and delegate. Again, you get the gist. You can do all that, which is good. Looking at the media, straightforward. You had this little option too in an earlier email or towards the beginning of the club introduction. 10 new signing. Yep, press conferences, and tunnel interviews. Or me. Again, you can delegate, and you've got a range of staff that you can delegate to, which I like. Training, again. General training, well, I'm going to delegate that to Mike Phelan because I usually do that anyway. I like to take care of individual training, youth team, general training, and individual. You can do as you choose or please. Tactics, same deal. Leads tactical briefings. I've left that as me because I actually want to have a look at it and see if there's any slight changes in that. I hope you can. Sorry if you can hear those fucking idiots out there racing past in their bloody motorbikes, especially when they've got no helmets on. Hope you crash. So yeah, that's why I left it there. Most of the time, I will delegate that to my assistant. Provides team selection advice. Yep, and it provides opposition instructions. Mike Phelan will take care of that. Tactics provides team selection advice, under 23s, and so on and so forth. We can go down to the match itself. Touchline instructions, team talks, friendly matches. I will take care of those, but sometimes, I like to assign them to the assistant manager. And the match day, touchline instructions again for the under 23s. So I will have a look in the preferences and maybe change the scaling. But this is at 100%. And a pretty good desktop. It's 1903 whatever. So I find that some of these letters are too small. They're not standing out, under 23s. Either that or I'm going blind as an old bat. But you get the gist. That is there, and I like it. Absolutely like it. And the fact that you can break them down further rather than just going to the overview, to me, is a lot better. But you can see now that I am still responsible for 35 tasks, 55 tasks are handled by my staff. You click on your staff, tells you there, and you can just do a take control if you really want to do it that way as well. So yeah, it's quite cool. And you can do the default delegate, and it will just delegate for you as well. So there's options there. Of course, you've got the revert and undo buttons too, which you can utilize. Everything else, staff search is pretty much the same. Staff shortlist. A job center. Now, one thing I did note, and you can correct me if you notice this differently anywhere else. Back in the olden days, like last season, if you ever wanted to find out how many staff you're allowed, I would go to the board. Now the board's gone; it's kind of replaced by Club Vision. I had a look in here and I couldn't find where it tells you, okay, this is the ideal amount of staff that we would like. Match performance. There's nothing there. There's nothing in the squad. So the only way that I've actually been able to see it is here. You can see that there's 1 out of 1 manager, 1 out of 1 assistant, 1 out of 1 head coaches. And I've got 8, but I'm allowed 9 coaches. So what we're going to do is place the advert coaching, and we're going to just go for a general coach as well. We'll see how we go. I might actually just flick an ad for a fitness coach while we're there, see who's better. Like, that's the only way I've come across this year that we can look at that. I can see where it's needed there. I didn't notice it last year being like that, and I don't think it was, but I would like to see a bit more somewhere else, maybe back in the vision somewhere, or even in just somewhere better in the staff screen other than here, because that is quite small and not really noticeable. Same here, okay, director of football. Scouting, director of football. Ads, we're going to put all these just to show, and it's quite handy having these options here now from the screen to place the ads as well. And also you can, from here, you can ask for extra scouts, increase the wage. You can do some requests from here as well, which is good. I like that. Rather than before you had to go to the boardroom and do it that way, or you had to go to the job centre and place an ad. Although I think in FM20 you had something very similar to this as well. But that is it. And you can, again, there's responsibilities here as well. You can just, all these little shortcuts. I'm loving it. And again, to see your under 18s and under 21s, you can just click on the relevant buttons that have always been here as well. Or you can go to the development center as well and look at the staff, and there's options here too to jump to. So there's 3 places for those. It's quite good. Alright folks, I think I've jibber-jabbered enough with that. I must find out what the technical director does, and I must find out I'm pretty sure what the line manager does, but I'd really like to have a geezer at what the technical director does. So if you know, hit me down below in the comments and let me know. It'd be great. I will find out in the meantime. Alright folks, I'm Parkera. Hope you enjoyed this. Another first look today with Manchester United, looking at staff and mainly staff responsibilities. Hit me down below if you'd like in the comments what you liked, what you want to know, if you knew about the technical director and what it's all about. Shake, rattle and roll. I am Parkera. hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below. I am out of here. Kia kaha.